Hi. um, I'm a little bit sheepish because I basically threw a tantrum a few weeks ago and was like, I'm not vlogging anymore, I'm quitting YouTube, it's a waste of time, who cares, blah 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 blah, and threw a big old tantrum over the fact that I think I'd mentioned maybe in my last vlog or on Instagram or something that my camera broke. My old camera broke and I needed a new camera anyway because like I've photographed all my wedding stuff, so I needed it for actual work. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to get a good vlogging camera, so I have the flippy screen, the noise muffler, so like it's less crackly. So I got this before I went on my trip to Amsterdam, which was 3 weeks ago, and I was like, I'm going to create such a good vlog for it. Like we went to the F1 and we just did a lot of cool things, and I was vlogging as normal. Darren got high, it was hilarious, and there was a whole high Darren section, and then my SD card corrupted and it deleted everything that I'd filmed, and I just threw such a tantrum. Well, I actually didn't throw a tantrum, I was very cool, calm and collected and was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. And Darren was like, no, why would you quit? You can't quit, you love it, you enjoy it, you're so good at it, and was like hyping me up to keep doing it. And I basically just, I'd had enough, my camera had broke, I'd paid so much money for a new camera, that had broke again. I had filmed like a autumn haul before I left, that all got corrupted. So I was like, this is a sign that I'm not meant to vlog. And that was 3 weeks ago. And not gonna lie, I actually really missed vlogging, and it really quite affected the day to day. Like, if you'd watched the original vlog when I started and I was explaining why I was starting one of the main reasons was to have like a purpose from going into self-employment. There was no boss to answer to, no job to go to, nothing to really get me out of bed and put makeup on and look nice. So I thought this would be like a good kind of thing for me to get up and do alongside working. And I was finding like the past few weeks I actually was just not getting myself together. I was staying in gym wear all week, and it was just so not like me. And I actually was, I think I've mentioned, but having a vlog, it's kind of like therapy, and it gets a lot of stuff that's in your head out your head, and you can like get on with your day so much easier. And I was finding myself overthinking a lot at night, thinking about the house move, the wedding, what I'm going to wear, trips, everything. I was thinking about everything because I wasn't speaking at all throughout the day because I'm in the house on my own all the time. And I thought, you know what? It doesn't matter if no one cares about the vlogs. It doesn't matter, you know, what people think or any of that. I was like, I do actually really enjoy doing it, and it makes me feel like I have something to like get up and get dressed for. So we're back. So I bought a new SD card yesterday. It arrived today, so here we are. We're back. And if you're thinking I look formal, it's because I am. We have been invited to a pop-up launch. It's in a wedding dress shop called Pretty Women this weekend. There's a shoe designer coming in and she's doing a pop-up weekend collaborating with the wedding dress shop, and today is a kind of soft launch into that. It's for like influencers and suppliers, I think, and just a little bit to get the buzz going. So I've been invited to that, so I'm going there today. I'm taking my maid of honour with me. I'm not looking at wedding dresses, but I might have a little glimpse because it would be a bit too tempting not to. So yeah, I thought the perfect time to start back vlogging, go into a wedding dress shop and having a little mooch around. And I'm actually going to take some RPC business cards and see if anyone wants some stationery. So that is the plan of action for today. I might do a little debrief on Amsterdam later on because obviously there was no Amsterdam vlog. We did go, we had such a bucket list holiday. Like, we went to the F1, it was unreal, unbelievable, it was so good. We're already planning our next one, so I might do an actual debrief when I'm not in such a rush and explain how it all went, and we went with a company, so how that all worked, and I'll tell you about Darren getting high because it was so funny, like so funny. So yeah, that has been what's been happening. The mess behind me is we're moving. It is happening quick and fast. We need to pack up this house in probably under a month. We don't have a move-in date for our new home, but it shouldn't be far away. The house is complete now. They're just getting like the habitation certificates, finishing the external parts of the house, so like the driveway needs to be put down. I believe there's just some soft furnishings to be I think that's what they're called, like light switches and stuff like that, in the house, and then it's pretty much done. So all that's going to be happening very soon as well. So yeah, it is all happening. So let's get back to vlogging, and I can have used company throughout the week because I've thoroughly missed it. And this is the first time you are seeing me on my new camera, and I can actually see myself now. So it's not like I have to do a quick snippet, make sure that I'm in the camera frame, come back, start again. I can just flip you around and there you are. So yeah, anyway, it's time to go. We're obviously going to have some Prosecco and just have a little girly night, so let's go.
I just felt like really nervous that I was going to lose my
They're
job.
so pretty.
Yeah, so I basically just started this up last night.
Shame you can see the marks from my other shoes.
Oh, these could be like bridesmaid shoes, as well.
I'm all for that.
Kaylee's like, yes, please.
Oh, that's yeah. So.
Good morning. The sun is shining and I have had a lovely little morning. Woke up and I actually had a few boots to drop off to a wedding today that I was a supplier for. So went there, glorious, glorious, sunny, woodland drive-in. It was really, really lovely. So dropped off those bits, and now I'm at the most boring place on earth, the Gyle shopping centre. I meet my cousin for just a little catch up and a little mooch around the shops. But I wanted to quickly fill you in on last night. Obviously you would have seen we were at the Pretty Women store for the Charlotte Mills pop-up shop. She's a shoe designer, and the shoes were so gorgeous, delicate and feminine, all pearl embellished, all done by hand. They're not a wedding shoe that I would choose. They're a bit too casual for me, but there was one pair which I tried on which would be perfect for a hen do. They were a big block heel, so super comfortable. I couldn't believe I said this out loud, but I was like, I would travel in these. Like, I would go through an airport wearing these shoes when they were meant to be for a wedding day. But we're all different. So yeah, they were super, super lovely. They had 15% off for us being there. So I did pick up a bag. I hope Darren is not watching this. Not from a wedding day. It is a wedding clutch, but I showed a little clip of it. It's covered in pearls, and it's quite a nice delicate size. It's about this size. It fits my phone perfectly, and I thought it would be perfect for an awards night I have coming up. Not even mentioned this, but I I'm a finalist in another award for Best Wedding Stationer in Scotland. So that is in 2 months time, and I have a plain black dress with a feather trim. I've not tried it on yet, but we'll do that together. So I thought the perfect bag would be this embellished clutch, so I bought it. I was swithering because it came with a big long silver chain, not to be worn on the shoulder, well, to be worn on the shoulder but not like short. It was really long. So I was like, that's really not my vibe. I prefer like either a short bag over the shoulder or like a handle. So they actually have this detachable pedal handle which you can attach to any of their bags, which is just perfect. So you can attach it to, as I say, any of their clutches, and it instantly just makes it feel more luxurious and more glamorous. So I got the little attachable pearl strap, which was only £10 extra, and I got the bag. So it should arrive next week and I'll show you properly, but oh, it was too beautiful not to purchase, and it'll be perfect for like a hen do or any formal evening, Christmas, those sort of things. So yeah, I purchased that. I'm very excited for that to arrive. I also did do a Zara order. If anyone who is interested in fashion and Zara, you will have seen the new shearling leather gilet. It is an absolute dream. It was sold out for ages, could not get it. Then I went on the other day and they had a small and a medium, so I bought both because the reviews said it comes up really big. It is absolutely gorgeous, perfect for autumn winter, perfect for, again, going to sound a little bit too much, but dog walking. Basically, when we move, we're moving to like this place and there's like a big field and really beautiful farmers' fields walks, and I just thought, to make this a very nice dog walking experience, I'm gonna get an actual dog walking wardrobe and have it like farmer chic. So I bought a waterproof jacket, which is like a sage green with a leather trim, and it's not tweed but it's got some sort of like texture on it, so that'll arrive. So I thought that would be perfect along with the gilet. I'm gonna get like brown tan leather boots and just embrace the dog walking chic vibe. So yeah, we'll do a little haul and anything that I pick up today, but first stop is coffee. So the clothes from a haul they're not arriving anytime soon. I do not know what's going on with delivery. They were meant to be here last night, well yesterday, and then the delivery got changed to like late last night and they didn't show up. So haul is being postponed until next week when everything arrives. But there is a whole bunch of stuff. I've got a Zara order of like autumn kind of staple essentials, a H&M order of same again autumn essentials. I actually have my awards dress to try on and a kind of dog walking farmer jacket. So that will all be in next week's vlog now. So subscribe if you want to see. I thought before I finish this super quick back to vlogging vlog, I would just do a little rundown of my Amsterdam trip, because I did have quite a few people in my inbox asking how we went about booking it and is it worth going, and that sort of thing. So if you're interested in F1, stick around. If you're not, fast forward a few minutes and I will tell you all about Darren getting high. So first of all, this trip was a birthday trip from Darren, so he booked the whole thing, which if you know Darren, he isn't the most reliable when it comes to organisation. So he booked through a company called Grandstand Motorsports, and they basically just do everything for you. So I highly recommend, if you're planning on going to the F1 and it being your first F1, it is very, very good and easy and efficient to go through a company. You can do it yourself, but there was a lot of positives to booking with the company. Like you get picked up at your hotel in the morning, all your tickets are sorted out, you just get given them, you get all the information, you get taken right to the door, so you don't have to faff around with public transport and trying to get there and being in like the queues, because it's literally hundreds of thousands of people. We got the train one day, we didn't want to go super early, and it was all right, it was fine, but you know, it was a lot of walking, trying to figure out what train to get on. It's obviously in a different language and all that sort of stuff you have to deal with when you're abroad. So I found it super, super easy, stress-free, just getting picked up on a coach, getting taken to, it's not like a stadium, like the, I don't know, the racetrack, but it's like a full ground of like tons of stuff going on. So we got taken straight there, and then after the race is done, you get picked up and taken straight back to your hotel, which is probably the best part of it, because you can imagine hundreds of thousands of people leaving the racetrack at the same time. It's a bit carnage. So yeah, it was pretty good just to hop on a bus and get taken straight back. And any questions, these people that we met travel all around the world taking people to all the races. They're super knowledgeable. I was quizzing them, asking questions, they knew everything, asking them, you know, where would be good to go next, and they were giving us advice and tips on certain places to go, and things like that. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my experience. It was insane. This sounds really silly, but the cars go way faster than I thought they did. Obviously I've never been before, and we just watch it on the telly, and you know they're going fast, but you can see the gap in between each car, and if there's like 1 or 2 seconds you can really see it, but in real life you cannot see it. It's like boom boom. It is insane. I will pop a few clips in if I haven't done already, just so you can kind of see what it was like and what we got up to. We obviously had head to toe full in merchandise, which by the way is extortionate. If you're going to go to the F1, you can buy your merchandise before you go. I bought us the caps before we went, and it was way cheaper than what they were selling them on race day. And things like the tops and everything, so expensive when you're there. I think my t-shirt, I got a kids one, and it was £80, and it wasn't even like the luxe material. Darren got one, I think, because it was about £100. Whereas you can go online and there's a site called Fuels for Fans, which is where I got our caps from. Everything was heavily discounted. So yeah, that's one little tip if you're going to go, buy your merchandise before you go. But yeah, it was just absolutely fantastic. And as you know, we're Max fans, and it was Max home race and he won. So yeah, it was just great. We were in the grandstand, so we had like the commentary, and our seats were allocated, like we had certain seats to sit in. But I do believe if you go to, you can buy general admission and stand not in a seat or anything, just round the track, and you can buy another type of ticket which is for the other stands throughout the race, but I believe they're just like first come first serve seats, so you don't have allocated seats. And one thing that we said we would do if we went back again, we would definitely look and research the track and sit opposite a big screen, because we had a screen down from us which we could see, but it was a bit of like a struggle. So we would definitely research that more and handpick our seats for next time. So that's also another little tip. So anyway, that was the F1. It was fantastic, and I'm sure there will be another one where we can go along together. So yeah, Amsterdam in general, this was my 5th time being there. I've went with work, with friends, Hindus, and I know the script when it comes to the drugs and the weed. It is way stronger over there. Not sure what they do with it, but it's very strong. It is a bit lethal, and I know that it does not mix well with me. So when in Rome, Darren obviously took part in activities of such, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I just know it doesn't agree with me. I don't enjoy it. I don't like the experience. So I went and sat in a bar while he had his little moment, and he comes over. I thought I'd be there for like an hour on my own while he like had his high and got over it, and then came to get me. Literally 10 minutes after he had been in the coffee shop, he comes over and he's like, I don't feel well, Rachel. And I was like, oh god, here we go. I was like, right, okay, you know, been there, done that. I know you just need to relax, sit down, we'll get a drink, like a juice, not an alcoholic one. But he was like insanely paranoid. He couldn't distinguish if he was like thinking or talking. So he was just sitting there staring at me like that. And I was like, sorry, do you want something? And he's like, orange juice. And I was like, you want me to get you orange juice? And he's like, yeah. He literally could not function. And he said that he could hear everything really prominently. So like a bike going by, he could hear like the chain ticking, and he was like, the whole time. It was, for me, it was hilarious. For him, I think he thought he was dying. He did not enjoy it, and he was like, can we go home? Can we just go home? I need to go home. And I know from experience that walking around Amsterdam high is not a good time, because all the streets look the same, all the buildings look the same, you think you're walking in circles, you don't know where you're going, and it just makes you a whole lot more paranoid. So I was like, no, the best thing to do is to just stay here until this passes, and then we'll move on. Which is what we done. And then I fed him apple pie and he was a lot better, but honestly, he didn't enjoy it. And I knew he wouldn't. Another thing with Amsterdam, the red light district, we all know and love the red light district. It is dead. Like since COVID, I think a lot of the women in the windows were foreigners, and they had to go home. There was no work, obviously, because everything's shut. So they all had to go home. So all the windows were super empty, which made me quite sad, because that was obviously their job, and now they no longer have a job. And it's obviously like a big tourist attraction for Amsterdam, and probably brings in a lot of money and stuff like that. So yeah, it was quite strange to see the red light district empty compared to before. But yeah, that's kind of all we got up to. Wandered the red light district and Darren got high. I did buy a airport purchase, which I did share, but obviously we know that the vlog was cancelled. I got a pair of Gucci sunglasses in the airport, which I will show at some point, I'm sure. Like an oversized pair, perfect for like going into winter. I just love an oversized sunglass with like a chunky scarf and your jacket. I just think it is such a chic look. So yeah, I'll probably feature that in next week's haul. But anyway, that's enough rambling for just now. I am off to get my nails done. These have been on since Amsterdam, I think. So it's been a good few weeks, and I'm going to go full on. I think I'm going to go dark, like a dark brown or something. Fully embrace the autumn vibes. So yeah, we're back, people. Thank you so much for watching this kind of short vlog, but we're back next week with a haul. Subscribe, you'll see all the fantastic new purchases that I have been buying. Mwah.